How's it going, everybody? It's a beautiful day in Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's about 60 degrees out, sunny. So I'm walking around for one of the first times, well, one of the last times, for the next few weeks. I'm going to be going up to my Canton, Ohio location for my toy store and working, getting it back open and running again. Save some money and work myself, keep my employees on unemployment for now. But so just going and doing a last little tour for right now. I've been doing a lot of weeding and transplanting stuff. So like right here is some buttercup. The blueberry bush is doing really good. Well, it's probably not gonna fruit this year, but it's at least growing. The iris are coming in really nice. I think I have 3 or 4 varieties. This was a nice surprise. This little, I believe it's some kind of daisy. Keep deadheading it. Hopefully it'll keep blooming. But I want to talk about the pond. The pond is kind of dirty, but I do use this water to water all of the flowers and stuff. So I have some indoor aquariums that I have too, that I have live plants in. And so all that stuff you see in the waterfall there is all stuff that overgrew in my aquariums that I needed to thin out. So I put it in the waterfall as kind of like, the water used to be like super green. You couldn't see any of the fish at all, and at least you can kind of see them now, especially when they come up to the surface. But the water was super nasty, and so I put those plants in there to try to use it as a natural filter, because plants are known to filter out water and algae and stuff. So it seems to have cleared out the water, not so much the dirt, but the algae at least. When I water the plants, I take a 5-gallon bucket underneath the waterfall and I just swish everything in the waterfall, and those plants act as like almost like a dirt magnet. It's like actually, I'll just go and show you. It's going to make my pond really nasty, but you'll get an idea of exactly what I'm using it for, which is basically just a way to fertilize and water my flowers efficiently. So you can just see like all that film just build up dirt, like there's just tons of dirt in there. So I'll just swish it around and put a 5-gallon bucket underneath the waterfall there, and it's just all that dirt, all that awesome disgusting dirt is great for plants. They love it, and you can't really overdo it. It's kind of like compost. It's a natural fertilizer, and it doesn't take very long before the plants and all that dirt start sucking back up into that waterfall. So I can do that a few times a day, and dilute it with water that's in the main part of the pond, and it goes a really long way. I built a little outdoor rabbit cage there, because the one we were putting him in, the big one there, we ended up putting finally planted flowers in. So don't want them to run around in there and start eating stuff. We started a bunch of stuff from seed, so we're kind of proud of. We have like a bunch of little marigolds and zinnias. There's large sunflowers, small sunflowers. I transplanted my strawberry plant back in there. It's doing a lot better. And this is something that I'm really excited about, is all this milkweed. It's popping up everywhere. It grows by it spreads by seed pods, as well as it has a root that just spreads like crazy. So you'll see them like grow in lines, which is kind of cool. Like here, it's the root probably spreads from here to there, and then it might even go all the way to that one. So this might be one giant root. Monarchs and a bunch of other plants require that to survive. So we have a bunch of bee balm growing. A lady brought some poppies for us, but the poppies didn't seem to transplant very well. I assume they still bloomed, so I assume that the root will survive. She said they're pretty hardy and they spread like crazy. So, but here's another example of how these grow. They just kind of like right in a row, and so the root just spread and then started sprouts. And we have it all over the yard. I've done my best to put as much as I can, because I want the yard to be as environmental as I can make it. Aside from, the only thing I don't like are the wild cats and the deer that made this print that like to eat all my plants. but they're part of the life cycle, you know. So yeah, it's growing everywhere. I love it. Every time I see it, it makes me excited. I'm really excited to when I come back from the next couple weeks. Everything's going to be quite different. Everything's going to be growing a lot more than it is right now, and it's gonna be pretty exciting. So yeah, that was just a little bit of a tour. We have a whole bunch of, did a bunch of iris transplants. There's a bunch of peonies that are budding, getting ready to bloom. There's yellow iris there that's gonna bloom. So yeah, if you have any questions about the yard, or you have any ideas on different things that I should put in here to make it more efficient, we're trying to take a lot of this like extra daylily and stuff out and put different varieties in, and put some more edibles. Like we have a tray of veggies seedlings started, so we're gonna start transplanting them into all this jungle. I've noticed that if it's like this, the deer like here there's giant flocks, so like the deer really love this giant flocks, but it's almost protected because it's in the middle of all this. They don't seem to, because like when I do weed around stuff, the next day the deer have eaten it that night, so it gets kind of annoying. It's almost a benefit for this to be overgrown, but then it looks terrible, so it's kind of like a pros and cons kind of a deal. But yeah, all of this will be thinned out. Like there's catmint in here. I want to get all the daylily out so you can see the catmint. So that'll be for when I get back, though. I don't have enough time to do that today and tomorrow. But all right, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.